in our crisis and scenario planning, is there room to be even bolder in testing our assumptions and our imagination? For example, has the scenario of a single telco failure been modeled and gamed in scenario planning and red team planning? If not, why not? And if that scenario had been considered before, why was it that a critical landline like 995 or 999 not better protected from a single telco failure becoming a broader interruption to service?
Dr. Tan was asking from the perspective then of the 995 line or the 999 line. And there you have a sectoral requirement for communications in general, which is not just only about the single telco. I will have to leave MOH and MHA to answer the specifics for 999 and 995 lines, but the reality is that this is not the only channel of communications. And I think SCDF, I think it was, that put out a public notice about other alternative means for the public to contact them. But I will leave MHA and SCDF to answer that question. So from an IMDS perspective, we look at the system as a whole, and indeed, Singtel is held to a very high level of reliability through our regulatory framework. Dr. Tan also asked about whole of government crisis planning, and we indeed do model and red team and think through a number of scenarios, including what happens if our telecommunications infrastructure is affected. There is a certain level of redundancy required within a given network at the level of the various points that they have, the infrastructure that they have. There is an internal redundancy that's required, an internal resilience that's required. But then again, across our nation, we have resilience by having more than one network. And so, indeed, we do model and red team a number of different scenarios. So, as I say, I will leave the MHA to answer about the specifics of the 995 and 999 lines.
I'll just add on to what SMS Janil just shared. When the SCDF and SPF learned of the technical difficulties faced by some callers, the public was informed to contact SCDF via SMS 70995 and SPF via SMS 70999. They could also report incidents via the SG Secure app. The SCDF and SPF are conducting a comprehensive review with IMDA to evaluate additional resiliency measures, including the feasibility of telco diversity for our emergency hotlines. Just to also add, arising from that incident, there was no feedback from the public on SCDF and SPF's failure to respond to any urgent or life-threatening incident.